Since childhood, each one of us begins with a small story, innocent moments full of curiosity and wonder, and sometimes small wounds that silently form deep within us. These first moments, whether happy or painful, left a deep impact on us and shaped the way we see ourselves and the world around us. With the passage of time, we may find ourselves stuck between childhood memories and a life that seems scattered and unclear, as if we were reading a text whose lines we did not write. This book is an invitation for you to return to yourself, to evoke that child inside you who wants to hear and understand, and to become the true writer of your life. Through writing, you can confront pain, retrieve old memories, discover your inner voice, and give yourself the freedom to reformulate your story. Every word you write and every sentence you form is an opportunity to reconnect with your roots, with the paradise of your childhood, and with the strength that lies within you. In these pages, you will embark on a journey that begins with confronting inner shadows, passing through imagination as a tool for healing and transforming pain into inspiration to share your story with others. The journey is not always easy, but it is incomparably rewarding because it gives you the opportunity to live your life more consciously, to rediscover yourself and create a new version of you. A stronger and more honest version between the lines. Before we begin, make sure to press the like button and subscribe, because what you will learn today may be the turning point you have been waiting for. Chapter 1. Why we need to rewrite our lives. We all carry within us a story that began from the moment we were born and is shaped day by day through the experiences we have gone through, the people we have met, and the victories and defeats we have lived. But the truth is that this story is rarely complete. It is full of gaps, incomprehensible events, and pain for which we have not found an explanation or a suitable place in our memory. Many live their lives as if they are prisoners of that first story, a story written by circumstances or others on their behalf. A harsh parent, a destructive relationship, repeated failure, or a wound that has not healed. So we keep repeating the same chapters as if we sentenced by an unforgiving past. Here comes the power of rewriting, to reclaim the pen and decide how to rewrite the story anew. Writing is not a literary side, nor is it just a hobby for those who have free time. It is an act of healing. It is an honest session with ourselves in which we place words as a mirror that reveals our truth and frees us from the weight of what we have not said or what we have not yet understood. When we write, we do not only describe the past, but we reshape our relationship with it. Some may think that the past is over and that what was written is finished, but the reality is different. The past does not die unless we reconcile with it. It lives within us in the form of stuck feelings, hesitant decisions, unjustified fear, or long silence. Rewriting gives us the opportunity to open this closed door, look inside, and rearrange its contents so that it no longer haunts us. Rewriting your life does not mean denying what happened or falsifying the facts. Rather, it means reclaiming your strength in the story. Saying, yes, this pain happened, but I chose to see it from a new perspective. Here, wounds turn into lessons and defeats into points of strength. From chaos to the beginning of order and meaning, writing helps us discover our inner voices that have been covered by daily noise or the words of others. It makes us hear ourselves clearly, believe it, and give it a chance to redirect us towards a life that is more honest with who we really are. Here begins the journey, a journey that does not end at the borders of paper, but rather extends to life itself, because what we write with our hands becomes the seed of what we live later. If we understand that every person has a story, we will also understand that our story has the power to change us from within, and this is what we will discover in the next chapter. The power of the story in our lives. Chapter 2. The power of the story in our lives. Since the dawn of humanity, stories have been the language by which we understand the world. Stories were not just a means of entertainment or passing time, but were and still are the way we preserve experiences, transmit wisdom, and build the identity of peoples and individuals. Every civilization carried its myths and stories because it knows that man does not live by bread alone, but also lives by meaning. The stories we hear and tell do not remain outside us, but rather turn into a mirror in which we see. Through ourselves, we reshape ourselves according to the stories we have believed, the story of the weak child who has no chance, or the story of the person who rises despite all circumstances. The stories we believe in are what determine how we live our lives and how we view ourselves. Imagine that you lived your whole life carrying a story that says, "I am not enough." How would you behave? You would fear trying, hesitate to take adventures, and always seek the recognition of others. But if you decided to write a new story that says, "I am able to learn and grow," your way of looking at life would change completely. Suddenly, defeat would become a lesson, mistakes an opportunity, and the future would be accepted openly. The story, then, is not just words. It is an energy that reshapes our consciousness and directs our decisions without us realizing it. Many live as prisoners of stories they inherited from their families, from their society, or from past events. But true power begins when we realize that we can reformulate these stories, to choose from them what serves us and leave what limits us. Each one of us is a hero in his own story, even if he does not feel it yet. We do not have to be superheroes, but just realize that our lives, it deserves to be told from a new perspective. When we treat ourselves as the heroes of our journey, we become more daring in facing challenges and more prepared to extract wisdom from our experiences. Rewriting our story is not just a literary act, but an act of inner liberation. It is the first step in moving from living by reaction to living by awareness. When we choose the story we live by, we are in fact choosing the way we look at the world and ourselves. From here begins the importance of writing. It is not only a tool to express the story, but a bridge that connects the past and the present, between pain and freedom. This is what we will dive into together in the next chapter, writing as a bridge between pain and freedom. Chapter 3. Writing as a bridge between pain and freedom. Every person carries wounds inside them, some of which are visible and others buried deep inside. They may be harsh words we heard in our childhood, an unexpected betrayal, the loss of a loved one, or even a lingering feeling of disappointment. These wounds do not disappear on their own, but remain within us in silence, controlling our feelings and decisions.